Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. I'm here with your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app on this Thursday, January 6th. And today we remember that it was 1 year ago today that we all watched as rioters stormed the Capitol in Washington, D.C., trying to disrupt the process of the certification of the Electoral College votes for now President Joe Biden. And what we've seen is this was at the direction of President Donald Trump, who had convinced these people, or seems to have convinced these people, that what they were doing was actually working toward democracy, as he continued to claim that he had actually won the presidential election in 2020. So what we have today are reactions from our local politicians to share with you on this 1-year anniversary of the U.S. Capitol riot. U.S. Representative Marcy Kaptur for Ohio's 9th Congressional District said this. Here is a quote from her. "In America, we have the awesome ability to debate, disagree, compromise, and legislate for the common good, and we can do so through the ballot box. Political violence, on the other hand, is not a legitimate mechanism to enact change. It is an act of cowardice and a stain against our republic." U.S. Representative Shontel Bryan for Ohio's 11th Congressional District said this. "Although I was not yet a member of Congress when the violent attack on the Capitol took place on this day last year, I joined my colleagues and indeed all Americans in solemn observance of the anniversary of one of the darkest days in our history. Make no mistake, what occurred on January 6th was a direct assault on the Capitol and democracy itself." Yesterday, in a one-on-one exclusive interview with 3 News' Maureen Kyle, Governor DeWine said this. He said, "One bad day does not define this country and does not define the vast, vast majority of Americans who are dedicated to the Constitution, believe in the Constitution, and believe in the future of this country. So I am optimistic about the future of our country. That was not a good day. That was a bad day. But we are resilient." For more from those specific comments from those representatives and other legislatures from here in Ohio, you can check WKYC.com. Now we have an important winter weather advisory issued for Northeast Ohio. We're getting some advance notice on this. This is for Friday. The National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for several Northeast Ohio counties in the snow belt. People in Lake and Ashtabula counties will have an advisory begin at 1 a.m. on Friday. That'll continue through 1 a.m. on Saturday. Lake effect snow is expected with accumulation of 3 to 6 inches. In Cuyahoga and Geauga counties, the advisory starts at 4 a.m. on Friday and continues until 10 p.m. on Friday, so a little bit shorter range there. Lake effect snow is forecast with total accumulation of 3 to 5 inches. So drivers should be careful because there will be slippery road conditions that could impact the morning or the evening drives, and the heaviest snow is expected to arrive Friday morning, so that could impact your drive into work if you are in a situation where you are driving into work in the morning. Now we are hearing from university hospital officials who are hopeful that the Northeast Ohio Omicron surge has peaked. University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center COO Dr. Robin Strasser says that the rate of hospitalized COVID-19 patients seems to have hit a bit of a plateau. So she says that we are hopeful that we may be at our peak, but also it's a little too early to say, and the next few days will be very telling in that case. Over the past 7 to 10 days, there has been little variation at U.S. specifically. They're waiting to see what happens in terms of those hospitalizations as more kids and adults get back to work and get back to school after gathering for the holidays. So they're watching those numbers closely. Dr. Strasser says, as it has been, our hospitals are full and our labor pool is very, very stretched. She says, we have PPE, personal protective equipment. We have equipment. We're good at caring for COVID patients. Our limiter is really staff, and those limitations are coming not only as people opt out of working in the medical profession, but also as people are having to quarantine on their own because of their own COVID-19 cases. So now let's talk about the latest COVID-19 cases here in Ohio. These numbers come from the Ohio Department of Health. In the last 24 hours, we've seen 19,442 new cases of COVID-19. The positivity rate, which is the percentage of cases coming back positive for all COVID-19 tests, is now at 29%. We've seen that eking down ever so slightly over the past couple days. Right now, there are 6,536 people in the hospital being treated for COVID. That's 80 more than yesterday. And there are 1,313 of those people being treated in the ICU, about a dozen more than yesterday there. So a lot of people now beginning to ask questions about the Omicron variant, looking for looking for answers. And what people want to know is if you can get the Omicron variant more than once. And what medical professionals are saying is, unfortunately, it's just too soon to tell. They say that a senior scholar at Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, Dr. Amesh Adala, told our sister station in Houston that it's just unclear at this point what level of immunity happens after an Omicron infection. The doctor said, I suspect over time, yes, you can probably get reinfected, but we don't have that data yet because Omicron has only been around since the October and November time periods that we are aware of. Okay, here's a word you may have been seeing online. Flurona. This is not a new illness. What this is talking about getting COVID-19 and the flu at the same time. And earlier this week, Israel confirmed it had a case of a patient that had the seasonal flu and COVID-19 at the same time. It was found in an unvaccinated pregnant woman at the medical center in Israel, and she tested positive for both viruses, and then she was discharged. Now, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, flu season, frequently asked questions article posted in October, yes, it is possible to have the flu as well as other respiratory illnesses and COVID-19 at the same time. Now, doctors say that there have been flu and COVID-19 joint infections present since the beginning of the pandemic, which first we know of being here in Ohio in March of 2020, but it can be difficult to track. Now, in September, Indiana doctors were talking about a twin-demic. The Flurona concept is not the same as a twin-demic. The twin-demic talks about rising COVID-19 cases and rising numbers of flu cases, but not in people who are infected with them at the same time. That's an overwhelm of the healthcare symptoms because you've got two people, you've got two people with two different illnesses, and it's taxing on the medical care system. Flurona is different because it talks about a co-infection of two viruses as opposed to two sets of people with different viruses. Here's an important point to make. Early studies suggest that undetected co-infections like the influenza and COVID-19 at the same time are associated with increased hospitalization and death. For more details breaking that down, you're going to want to go to WKYC.com. Now, if you get a letter from the IRS, letter 6419, here is what that means, and it's a handy item when it comes to filing your taxes this year. What this letter will tell you is we'll tell the millions of Americans how much advanced money they got from the 2021 child tax credit. So that could be arriving at your home soon, and that'll help you with your tax returns this year. The American Rescue Plan that was passed in March of 2021, what that did was that increased the yearly child tax credit to $3,600 for children under age 6, $3,000 for kids ages 6 to 17. So from July through December of this year, parents could receive advanced payments against that tax credit. So if you receive those advanced payments against that tax credit, which you could opt out of if you didn't want to, you won't be getting that tax credit when you file your 2021 taxes here in the next couple of months. Something that will also be coming here in the next couple of months is the Eagles coming to Cleveland with their Hotel California 2022 tour. So the band will be here. There'll be a Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. This will be on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th at 8 p.m. Those tickets go on sale next Friday at 10 a.m. and those prices start at $99. There will be a limited number of VIP packages as well. Those will have premium seats, exclusive merchandise, parking included, and more. So this tour will have Hotel California in its entirety with an orchestra and a choir. There'll be a short intermission, and then the band will perform some of their greatest hits. Also, speaking of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, on Tuesday after the game there, Kevin Love continued to show everyone why he is just the greatest. After taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, he was jogging back to the locker room, and you know that feeling when you're a young kid and you're just hanging out and you're hoping to get someone to sign an autograph? Well, it seemed like Kevin Love was going to blow right past this little girl who wanted an autograph, but she caught his eye at the last possible second. He jogged back and he gave her that autograph, and that was caught on video. And that was just a great moment for that young fan, and just another indicator of why Kevin Love is so great for the city of Cleveland and as a human. The Cavs are off to a solid start right now in the season with a 21-17 record at the moment. Now the Cleveland Browns, who have a 7-9 record at the moment, are hoping to improve that to 8-9 when they take on the Cincinnati Bengals at home on Sunday. They did make some roster moves. They signed a couple people. They've signed running back Benny LeMay and offensive tackle Alex Taylor to the practice squad. LeMay has never appeared in an NFL regular season game, but he signed with the Browns as an undrafted free agent out of Charlotte back in 2020. Spent some time on the Browns practice squad last season. He was with the Colts during training camp this summer, now back on the Browns practice squad. Now, as for Taylor, he was signed as an undrafted free agent in 2020 by the Browns, but he has appeared in 3 career games in the NFL, 2 of them this season, the other 2 Week 17 last season for the Browns against Pittsburgh. He's played 10 snaps in his NFL career, always on special teams, and he spent a little bit of time with the Chicago Bears this season, did not see the field. Now he is back on the Browns practice squad. And that final game will be at First Energy Stadium on Sunday against the Bengals. And if you were one of the people who was hoping you'd be in the money with that Powerball drawing this week, there have been winners. There are 2 winners, and they did not come from Ohio. They came from California and Wisconsin, so they'll get a payout of close to $225 million for each winner. Those winning numbers were 6, 14, 25, 33, and 46, and the Powerball was 17. Powerball announced the winners 90 minutes after the drawing. One of the tickets was sold at a 7-Eleven in Sacramento. The other ticket was sold in Green Bay. We expect to find out exactly where those tickets were sold this Thursday. It's been 3 months since the Powerball jackpot was won. There were other winners as well last night. Two $2 million winners, one in Florida and the other in Georgia, and $1 million winners in Arizona, California, Florida, Indiana, Maryland, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, and Texas. And no, Ohio, not on that list. This is a big jackpot for those people who were able to win it, but by the way, not even in the top 10 payouts. If you want to see the top 10 payouts, check that out on WKYC.com. Might make you want to start playing the Powerball. That's how I felt about it. All right, that's it for your 3 News Now update today for Thursday, January 6th. I'll see you back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now.